Hi there, it's Bilal here from itvarsity.org. Now in this video we're going to talk about functions in PHP. Now this is the second of 3 videos that discuss functions in PHP. In this lesson we're going to take things a little further compared to the previous video. So let's get down to it. In this lesson, you're going to learn about function parameters. In the previous lesson, you learned how to create and call a basic function. And now we're going to work with function parameters. Now, what exactly are parameters? Now, a parameter is a value that you send to a function so that it can work with that value. Now, to better understand this, let's do some code. So I'm going to create a new function, and I'm going to call it display win message with name. Now what this function is going to do is it's going to be very similar to the display win message function, except that it's going to be a lot more customized. Instead of just giving a generic message, it's going to output congratulations and the name of the current user. And where does it get the name of the current user from? Well, you're going to pass the name of the user to this function as the coder. So to pass the name, you're going to need what is called a function parameter. Right? So inside the round brackets, you put in a variable name. And then you put in your open and close curly braces. Now what's going to go inside there? Almost the same identical code that's in display with message. So let's copy this code and paste it in here. Right. So now you can see these two functions are almost identical, except that display with message with name has a parameter inside its round brackets, and display with message is empty. It doesn't have any parameters inside the round brackets. Now, how do we use this parameter? Inside of the function, we simply call it like a normal variable. So let's plug it in there after congratulations. Let's leave a space, close this string, put in the string concatenation operator, $username. Okay, I went through that very quickly, but you can see what I did. I basically took the string congratulations, you've just finished the stage, and I split it into 2 and I shoehorned $username inside there. And I was careful to use my string concatenation operators, which is the dots. Now this function is a whole lot better than its predecessor because this one gives the user a more customized experience by calling the user's name. Now, how do we call this function? Very simple. Exactly like the first, except that now we're going to plug in a name. You have to pass this function a parameter, otherwise it will return an error. If there's no parameter, it's either going to output a blank or it's going to give you an error. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's check our code once again. Everything looks good. Save it. Go back to the browser. Refresh. And there we have it. So the first 3 are simply calling the first function. Let's comment that out since we don't need it any longer. Back in the browser, we refresh, and there we have it. Congratulations, Tim. Now let's call it again, but this time with a different name. Pass it the name Sally. Save, refresh in our browser, and there we have it. Congratulations, Tim. Congratulations, Sally. Awesome stuff. Now this function is a lot better than the previous function because you pass it a parameter and it uses that parameter. Now, you don't need to just pass a single parameter to a function. You can actually pass multiple parameters, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now, let's say this function needed a second parameter, which is the user's current score. So we put a comma, $score, and let's use it somewhere in the code. We say you scored. Okay, let's put this in a separate line. We'll make a separate echo line for it. You scored. The V that appeared there. String concatenator, and we plug in $score in there. Whoops, we forgot something, which is the line break. Okay, so congratulations, you scored and the score, as well as you are awesome. So now we need to update these two lines, because these two lines are just passing one parameter each to a function that requires two parameters. Now we don't want PHP to cry. Alright, so we're passing 50 there and we're passing 80 there. Save, head to the browser, refresh, and there we go. You scored 50, you scored 80. Awesome stuff. So now you learned that you can pass information to a function, and that information is called a parameter, and you use your parameters inside your functions as if they are normal variables. And whenever you call the function, you plug in the values for the parameter, and the values that you plug in are the values that are going to be used by that function. Awesome stuff.